Hey everybody, welcome to the Inspired Knitting Podcast. I'm your host Bobby and I am coming to you from Strait Shores, New Brunswick, Canada. Today is Friday, June 26th, 2026, and you're watching episode 154. Welcome. This is my podcast where I share with you my knitting adventures, my crocheting and spinning. There is a little spinning update today, but there is still spinning, which I am super excited that I'm still spinning and keeping up a craft that I really enjoy, so I'm happy about that. So there is a spinning section, a small part, but it's there. So yeah, if that's your kind of jam, maybe this is the podcast for you. Comment, like, and subscribe. There is a more button that you can click a couple times where I have show notes. I post you directly to any designers and makers that I talk about, so you can find that down below. And if ever I talk about something and it's not linked down below, just shoot me a message and I will help you find what you're looking for. I don't mind. So my info is Instagram. I am most active there as Inspired Knitting Podcast. You can find me on Ravelry as xcountrygirl1986x, and you can also shoot me an email at sweetcomfortdesigns@gmail.com. All that is linked for you down below. So with all the admin out of the way, welcome to the podcast. To all my returning viewers, welcome back. To all new viewers, welcome. I am so happy to be here with y'all today and share what I have been making. So I have some finished objects today to share with you. I have sadly only one works in progress. I did work on more than one thing this week, but I just don't feel like I worked on the other one enough to share. So I'm not going to share that with you. And then I have a bit of spinning to show. So I feel like it's going to be a shorter episode, but we'll see. Sometimes I get chatty, so we'll see. So today I have my surprise, surprise, Summer Sock Camp 2026 mug. One of my favorite mugs. I love it. Crazy Sock Lady. If you are living under a rock and don't know who Crazy Sock Lady is, I recommend that you go check her out. She is on YouTube and Instagram and Ravelry as Crazy Sock Lady. Crazy Sock Lady designs on Ravelry though. And she has a lot of wonderful tutorials and videos on if you want to get started with sock knitting, be it 9-inch circulars or magic loop or DPNs even. She has a video for that. She's got it covered. So I recommend you go check her out. And I talk about her a lot, but I just really love her. I love knitting socks. If you've been with me for a while, you've known that. I sound like a broken record. But I really love knitting socks, and I feel that if you are new and you actually don't know who Crazy Sock Lady is, you need to go check her out because she's got all the info to get you started and so many helpful videos. She also has some very amazing patterns as well that you can check out. So yeah, so Summer Sock Camp, I'll just go over it quickly just in case you already know, but Summer Sock Camp is going from it started May 25th and it goes to August 31st. So it's free to join. So you just knit all the socks. So you can post them to, you can post your finished socks, so a pair. They can be baby size to adult size as long as they are knit or crocheted. And you can post that to Ravelry, or you can tag Summer Sock Camp 2026 on Instagram, and you can be entered in for prizes. So it's free to join, but you can be entered in for prizes. So it's really amazing, and you can kind of set goals for yourself, like personal goals. For me, I was trying to work on socks that I already have lingering. You guys, it's not working, and you will see that very shortly. It's not working. I'm not working on stuff that I already have going. I finished a pair, and what do? I cast on a new pair. It's not exactly working, but that's a rundown of summer sock camp. So I'm obsessed. I am obsessed. I got the black mug. There is a white mug like this as well. And there is another white mug with a heart on it. If you go over to Crazy Sock Lady on YouTube, you will see her Spreadshirt shop. And that is where you can shop all the things. You can get the mugs, you can get t-shirts, you can get hats, tote bags. There's a multiple different things that you can get, including stickers, which I actually have the sticker as well. It's up on my upper cabinet as well. I got one of those. So they're really awesome. I love them. So I am participating in summer sock camp. So far, I'm still doing more toys than I am socks, which is okay. It's not, I didn't set a goal for myself other than trying to finish socks that I had already finished. So it's okay. It's okay. So I'm going to stop chattering and I'm just going to share with you what I've been working on. So grab your beverage of choice, grab your craft of choice, and let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start with the crocheting portion of it again, and then share the knitting. I think it just slides in a little bit more easy. Okay, so this is not exactly in order because I just finished this one last night, but I'm going to start with it. So, my friend's granddaughter, they're going to be coming down in 2 weeks, or yeah, roughly a week and a half, whatever. And it's super exciting. I really love visiting with her. And she has a Barbie doll. And her mom had asked me if I could make a couple Barbie doll blankets. So I had already made one back in the winter. And then she had given me her colors. So she has a male Barbie doll and she has a female Barbie doll. So for the male Barbie doll, I kind of did like the blues and that with a worsted weight acrylic. And all I did was half double crochet. So I cast on X amount of stitches and just did half double crochet back and forth, and then did a single crochet border. So I needed to make another one. Now I did do a granny square, and it was with Red Heart yarn, the Red Heart yarn that actually is for granny squares. So if you were to do it, it actually creates like each row is supposed to have the different color. I'm not sure how I feel about that one per se. So recently I went to Walmart this past week and I ended up picking up a ball of one of my new favorite yarns, which is, just unleash the tag here, Burnett blanket yarn. And it is in the Brights collection. And this colorway is called Neon Sherbet. I'm not gonna, well, okay, I'll show you, but it's gonna be blurred. Yeah, it's blurred. Neon Sherbet, just trust me. So I picked this up and I was like, you know what? It's got pinks in it. It's got purples in it. It is pretty amazing. So let's make a little doll blanket with it. So that's what I did. So all I did for this was, it's Burnett blanket yarn. So I used a 7mm crochet hook and I cast it on 21 stitches and I single crocheted across and then back. Like, it's all single crochet. So just single crochet 20, chain 1, single crochet 20. That's all you do. And you just keep doing that for the length that you wish. And then when I was done, all I did was I crocheted across the top here, put 2 single crochets in the corner, picked up the stitches coming down, which for me was roughly 26 stitches. 2 single crochets in the corner, picked up my 20 here, 2 single crochets in the corner, 26 stitches coming up the side, 2 single crochets in the corner, and then I finished off the top. And then I did an extra crochet round again, putting those 2 single crochets in the corner just to keep my edges rounded. That's all I did. It ended up coming out to roughly 102 grams that I used out of a 300-gram ball, which is pretty good to me. So now I have my second little blanket for her, or third. I haven't decided. I probably will give her the granny square one as well. But I'm very happy with this. I was a little stressed out. I started one with a Karen cake, and I was doing like a corner to corner method of it, like knitted, and it was taking forever. I did the increases. I did the solid portion, like you do 3 rounds. It's a free pattern. It's MJ's, PJ Allen's dishcloth pattern. So you can actually use that pattern to make a blanket if you just keep increasing to the size that you want. Beyond a dishcloth, you just keep increasing and increasing until you get the width that you want, and then you decrease, and it's actually pretty awesome. So I decided to do that for the second blanket, but like I said, I don't know why. I was knitting it on a 5mm knitting needle, and I just wasn't enjoying it. It wasn't my forte. I just wasn't enjoying it. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to repurpose the yarn, obviously, for something else, but because I really love the yarn, it's amazing. But it just wasn't going to happen within a week and a half. So I figured I'm very much enjoying the blanket yarn right now. Why not make the doll blanket in that? So that is what I did. I started it last night and I finished it early this morning. It did not take long at all. If I was to put it together, I would say it was an hour and a half's project, so very quick. So that's what I did. So I have that checked off my list. Oops. And I just dropped that on my black cat. I cannot see her on a black blanket. So I did that, which I'm very excited about. Now I would like to, I'm making little gift bags. So there are 2 grandchildren. So I am making one for a girl and one for a boy. And I'm going to probably do my turtle pattern, the plush 2-in-1 turtle. But instead of making it in worsted weight where it's a smaller turtle, I'm going to do blanket yarn where it's a slightly bigger turtle. So I think I have the color scheme in mind, so I'm going to do that. And then for his granddaughter, I think I'm going to do one of the mermaid mods from Oak and Marlowe. I just have to decide. They have a puppy dog. So I think I might do the puppy dog, but then do the mermaid, or I might do the bunny, because the bunny is really cute. I haven't decided yet, but those are decisions that I have to make very quickly. So you will probably see that on the next episode. But for now, that is the first thing I made. Second thing that I made was a request that I got at my farmer's market this past weekend. I had a little girl ask for a whale, a mama whale. I had a mama whale with babies on my table for quite some time, and she sold, and this little girl was like, "Where did mama go?" And I was like, I can make another one. So that's what I did. So here she is. This is the Whale Family by Allfromjade. So this is Mama with fluff on her, of course. There's fluff. There's always fluff. Isn't she awesome? This is Burnett blanket yarn. I don't know the colorways, I'm sorry. And I'm going to say these are 20 or 22 millimeter eyes. My bags are not marked, unfortunately. If you make toys or would like to make toys, if you make toys, you probably already know, but if you would like to make toys and wonder where I get my safety eyes from, I get them from Amazon. And for me, it's tricky to know what sizes are. It really is. I'm starting to learn what sizes I need. I'm going to say that these are a 22 millimeter, a 20 or a 22. But there's different ones that you can get off Amazon. I highly recommend getting your safety eyes from Amazon. You can buy them in bulk, and it's a lot cheaper than your local craft store. I'm doing, if you've watched previous episodes, I'm doing a turtle order right now, and I needed 10 millimeter eyes, and my local Michael's store, it was way too expensive. So if you get them from Amazon, it's a lot cheaper. So if you're curious, that's where I get mine from. There are other sources, of course, but that's just where I get them from. So Mama Whale, you can get this from Allfromjade. As I said, she is on Ravelry. She's on amigurumi.com, and she is also on etsy.com. So it is a paid for pattern, so you get Mama, or you can just do a plain whale. If you don't want to do Mama, that's fine. You can just do a plain whale. And if you want to do it in worsted weight, you can. It's just going to be a bit smaller. If you want to do it in chunky weight, that's fine. It's just going to be a little bit smaller. I did mine in blanket yarn, so she's pretty hefty, but she's awesome. I love it. I love it. And the positioning of the tail, it's a no-sew pattern, which I love. If you follow me, you know I love that. You can position this tail differently. So it's just how you position it. I have mine straight, as straight as can be. You can also have it that it's slightly twisted like that. It's all explained in the pattern how you can make that happen. I decided to do mine straight, but you could have it twisted if you wanted to. So you could just do a plain whale, or you could do a mama whale, which is what I did, and make a pocket, which looks like that. Excuse this, I didn't put these ends in yet. But mama whale comes with a pocket, and it's not hard to do. Do not be intimidated. It is very easy. So inside the pocket, see, there's my tails. Inside the pocket are these cute little babies, which comes with the pattern. And they are super fast to make. There are 2. So mama whale should be able to fit 2 babies. And babies are a no-sew pattern as well. Isn't that awesome? So there's mama and her babies. And you could mix this up. The last whale that I made, and I'm trying to make this work. The last whale that I made, I did different colors, and that was because I was playing with scrap yarn, so I didn't have like full skeins of stuff. So I was like mixing and matching colors to make it work, and it worked. This time I had a full 300-gram skein of blanket yarn in the dark blue, the navy, and I had a full skein of the gray. So I was able to just do mama and babies the same color, which is what I did. So you just tuck babies up inside like that, and it's really awesome. The kids love it. Like, it is quite the attraction at the market table. Like, the kids love playing with the babies. They love taking them out, and it's like a 3-in-1, you know, purchase. It's pretty awesome, and she's pretty awesome. She is not hard to make at all. She is pretty easy. And I think she is just gorgeous. I decided to do gold eyes on her. I just love her. She's amazing. Allfromjade has like some of the most amazing patterns ever. I've done several of her patterns and I really love them. one of them, and I do have the yarn for it. I would love to remake the lobster. I did 2 of those last year. In August, we have the lobster festivals that start happening in August down here in the Maritimes of New Brunswick, Canada. So I would like to make one of those possibly this coming week if I can manage that. And that is also a pattern from Allfromjade. Again, it is a no-sew pattern, which I love. So you make the pieces, and then once you're crocheting the body, you crochet the pieces into it. Phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. So that is what I did. So that is Whale Family from Allfromjade. I will have that link below. And then I wanted to make a couple smaller items. And from this, the same skein, the Neon Sherbet Burnette Blanket. So I decided to make some squids. These are also very popular. People really love these ones. And I do as well. They're very fun to make. This is a free pattern from Allfromjade. So Allfromjade has several free patterns that you can get. She's got the squid, she's got a shark, she's got a fish, a ladybug. There's several free ones. You would have to go check out her Etsy and her amigurumi.com pages and that to figure it out. She is also on Ravelry as well. So yeah, go check her out and you can see all her free patterns. But the baby squid, I think is what it's called, is a free pattern. It uses Burnette blanket yarn again, but you could use worsted weight. You're just going to get a smaller product. That's all. I haven't tried this in worsted weight actually. I like the size of it in blanket yarn. But this is in the Neon Sherbet colorway, the Burnette Blanket Brights collection. So my idea with this one, I'm going to leave one of them plain as is. And the other one, I have keychain hardware that I'm going to put on it and make it into a keychain, because people actually really enjoy having these hanging off their bags. And I agree, that's actually really cute. It's a really good idea. A bag charm, that's what they're called. So I had that suggested to me, and yeah, it actually is a really phenomenal idea. So that was my plan with these guys. So I made them. And then the last thing that I made crochet this week, I ended up picking up some new yarn, and I kind of got inspired. I was like, oh my God, it has to be like a kitty cat of some sort. And I haven't made one of these in a long time. So I made a chubby cat, or a loaf cat as I would wish to call them. But this is the Chubby Cat pattern by Olga Nosova. I will have that linked for you down below. And it is amazing. It is also a no-sew pattern with fluff on it, of course. Let's get that off there. There we go. So it is a no-sew pattern. The only thing that you're doing is embroidering on your nose. I use safety eyes for her. You could embroider them on if you wish to, of course, if it was for a smaller child. Typically, I just put safety eyes. But I did embroider on the nose, also in Burnette blanket yarn. But yeah, the little footsies and the ears and the tail, that's all crocheted into one piece. So that is pretty awesome to me. I have plans for another one. I have a gray, a dark gray to medium gray marled. It's also Burnette blanket yarn. That I want to get done this afternoon. I just didn't want to put the podcast off too long. We are in a jury kind of day, so I didn't know how long my lighting was going to last out. But yeah, I do hope to have another one of these done today. It's a really amazing pattern. It's well written and easy to follow. Highly recommend it. It is an Etsy purchase, if I remember correctly. It's hard to keep track, but I'm pretty sure I got it off of Etsy. But I will link it for you down below. So yeah, there's my little chubby kitty, or my loaf kitty. It looks more like a loaf kitty. Okay, so there is what I crocheted this week. I'm just going to take another sip here. My mouth is dry. Now let's get on into the knitting. So I have a half-finished object to share with you this week, which will go on into works in progress. So I kind of had a little bit of stress knitting this week. My best friend underwent oral surgery this week, and I was like super stressed out that day. And I did not want to work on anything that I had going, anything. And that included toys. So I was inspired by Molly of A Homespun House. She is currently doing a pair of heel-toe do-si-do socks by Kay Litton of Crazy Sock Lady Designs. And Molly is using one of her own colorways, and she used a beautiful like taupey brown for the cuff and this white speckle for the main color. And I believe it was like a peach for the heel, and I just thought it was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I was like, I need a comfort knit right now, and I had casted off my shorty socks. I didn't cast anything on after them. So those were the ones I shared last week, the Polka Dot Creek Cozy Vibes. So I was like, okay, I'm going to cast on a new pair. I got a project bag. I got the free needles. Let's just do this. So I came into my stash looking for a light speckled, and I found it. So let me just get the tag out for you quickly. This is some precious stash to me. This is my friend Angel's yarn, the Northern Pearl. She hand dyes it herself. And it is not available to the public, unfortunately, which is pretty sad because it is my most coveted yarn. I hoard it. I have a whole cabinet right here that is full of her yarn that I have collected. And it's every time I break into a skein, it breaks my heart because I'm like, I can't get more. At least I don't think I can get more. Can I, Angel? So anyway, I really love my yarn, and I try to save my Northern Pearl, but I was like, okay, you also have to use it because you have a whole cubby of it. You gotta use it. So, and this colorway was perfect. So here is my sock. This is not the heel-toe do-si-do pattern though. This is the Mountain Vista socks by Emily Clawson of Salt City Knits podcast. You can find her here on YouTube. And this is one of her patterns. It is a paid for pattern, and I highly recommend it. It is similar to the heel-toe do-si-do. The heel-toe do-si-do pattern is like a chevron type pattern. It's a 2-row repeat. The Mountain Vista socks that I've done here are a 4-row repeat, which kind of gives you that chevron look, but more of a lacy look with the eyelets, I find. Still very beautiful. I've done them once before. But it's very simple. It's a 4-row repeat, but only one of the rows you have to remember what you're doing. And it's not hard at all. Like, not hard at all. So it's, I don't know why I don't gravitate towards it more often, because it's very beautiful. And yeah, it's so simple. I guess I just didn't realize. You look at a pattern sometimes and you think it's so complicated, but sometimes it's not. So don't judge a book by its cover, right? But this is what I've done. So I've chosen a green for my pop of color at the top for the cuff. I don't know what these are because they're just from my stash. I have scraps and they're not labeled, so I chose green because these are for my best friend. And so I chose the pop of color rather than brown because he will enjoy that pop of color more. And I did go with the peach because I already had peach right there, so I went with that. And the main color is in the Northern Pearl. And I absolutely, absolutely love them. I knit that much, and I'm not lying to you, I knit that much in a day. I stress knit, guys. I really did. Yep. So sock one is done. I just finished off the toe this morning. So now we are on to sock number 2. So details for this sock. There are 4 different sizes in the pattern. I cast it on 64 stitches. I'm not giving anything away for this, but you'd have to buy the pattern to figure it out. I cast it on 64 stitches, and then I decreased down to 60 stitches. There is a 60 stitch count in the pattern, so I decreased down to 60 stitches to do the pattern. So that's not giving anything away. But there is my sock, and I'm super excited about it. I'm super happy about it. It's so pretty. It's so much fun. I love it. Just love it. So, yeah, there's not much else to say about that one. Other than I'm really enjoying it. So, other than that, for socks, there is not much progress on this one at all, but I'm going to share with you. I did a little bit of progress on my shorty socks. And like I said, very little, because last time I shared it with you guys, I think I had done my heel flap in turn. Well, I picked up my gusset stitches and I'm into the decreases right now. That's as far as I got. Again, no pattern. I'm just doing this from like a recipe, I guess you would say. So I cast it on 64 stitches, 2x2 ribbing for, I believe, 15 rounds, 10 rows of just stockinette. I do not like going from the cuff right into the heel flap. I feel that it will fall off your foot very easily if you do that. Could be wrong, but from experience for myself anyways, I know that. So I like to put some rows in between the cuff and the heel flap. So I do 10 rounds. I did a slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset. And now, as I said, I'm just decreasing. This is Yarnable by Cheryl of Hypnotic Yarns. This is a fairly old one from at least 3 years ago, or at least I'm going to say 3 years ago. It is in the Pumpkin Patch colorway. It's on her plush sock base, which is 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon, 437 yards per 100 grams. And if you have not tried Yarnable, it is a subscription service, and you can get a no frills option, so you can just get the yarn by itself, or there are multiple options where you can get like multiple skeins. You can get it in fingering or decay. You can get goodies with it. There's all sorts of options. Now, if you go over to their website, they're not always open for new subscribers, but you can enter your email address in and they will notify you when they are open. It's a great subscription service. It really is. I'm just not getting it anymore because budgets. We all have budgets, and right now, being in Canada, it's not really budget friendly for me. It doesn't, it's sad to say it, but it doesn't feel like it's worth it, just for my personal experience. But if it is to you and you would like to get it, I highly recommend it because her plush sock base is phenomenal. Just phenomenal. So pumpkin patch, I really love the way it's working up. It's so soft. Just a shorty sock. That's all it's going to be. And then I'm going to share this again because I absolutely love it. These are stitch stoppers that I got. It's a heart bookcase with a succulent plant from Area 51 Fibers. She does not have these in her shop right now that I know of. I was just on her shop this morning. She does updates every Friday, and she did not have it in stock that I saw, but she does have other stitch stoppers that you can purchase. But absolutely love that one. That's one of my favorites. Okay, so I'm just observing what I have left here. That's pretty much all I have for the crochet and knitting portion of the podcast. Yeah, I don't think I worked on any other socks at all this past week. The whale takes up a little bit of time. The babies, pretty quick. They went pretty quick, but Mama takes a minute to make. But I've also been still making my turtles. The saga of the turtles. They're still going, but I only have 10 more to make. So maybe I will punch out a few more of those today so I can knock that number down. But I have been making those. Again, I'm not going to share that with you guys because that's redundant. I'm not going to do that, but that's been taking up a lot of my time. I did work on my tea a little bit, my summer session by Samantha Guerin. I did put a few rows on that, but I just don't feel like it was enough to actually share with you guys. I'm still working on the back panel of it, so if you want more details about that, tune into last week's episode where I show what I have accomplished and a little bit more about the pattern. I also showed a picture of what it looks like as well. So you can, it's a V-neck tank. So you can check those details out there. Okay, so I guess the last thing that I have to share with you guys is what I've done for spinning. So, cheers. So I have all my singles spun. And what I did was, I'll just go over it quickly again. In the fall of last year, I had dyed up a skein of, or a braid, I should say, of Corriedale fiber. And I did that at Gobsmacked Yarns in Sackville, New Brunswick. And then I was like, I should ply that with another yarn because I'm watching Rachel is Knitting. And if you don't know her, go check her out. She has an amazing podcast. I got inspired by her to possibly mix two braids together, which I never thought of, and I decided to do that. So I got both braids spun up. The other braid, I have no idea what it was. It was a merino silk, I know that for sure, but I just don't know who it was by. I want to say it was by the Northern Pearl. I'm fairly certain of it, but I can't say for sure. So what I decided to do, I got 6 bobbins now. I got 3 Corriedale and I got 3 merino silk. And I have decided I could have made a 2-ply in my infinite wisdom after I started doing it. I could have made a 3-ply, right? That would be a 3-ply. Yes, out of these singles. However, I wanted more yardage. I want to make a jaunty shawl by Andrea Mowry because Rachel made a jaunty out of her hand spun and I think it just looks absolutely stunning. And I like my shawls to be a little bit bigger. So I figured, what if I take my 6 bobbins and do a 2-ply out of it? I should get more yardage. My singles turned out pretty even and pretty thin, which I'm happy with. And I'm not saying I'm not happy, guys. I am. It's just taking me a minute to ply it up. So I literally have put, just started this today, before the podcast. So this is on an electric wheel that I just got off of Amazon. I don't know the name of it. I can link it below if anybody is interested. But I just was looking for, I sold my Ashford Traditional back in the fall, and I was looking for an electric wheel that would spin up to 8 ounces of fiber. Reason being, my little electric eel Nano by Dreaming Robots will fit up to 4 ounces of fiber. So that's awesome when you're doing singles. But when you want to ply something together, it's not so awesome. You would need to have the electric eel, I believe it's called the 6.0, which is slightly bigger, which gives you a like a jumbo bobbin to fit on more fiber. So rather than doing that, that was a little bit out of my budget. I went on to Amazon and I found this wheel. And I believe it retailed for something like 250 to 300 Canadian. I'm going to just put it that way. I can't quite remember now. I did this in the fall. And it comes with 2 jumbo bobbins. So this is a jumbo. It comes with another jumbo bobbin and I believe 4 smaller bobbins, which is pretty incredible. So I have on here my Corriedale, first Corriedale single, and my first merino silk blend. So that is how they are working together. And it's a little bit of a learning curve with this one because I've spun more with my electric eel than I have with this one, which you would think they're both electric wheels. What are you talking about? It's very different. It's very different. It takes a moment. So I have spun with it before, but it's taking me a minute to figure it out. So I don't know if I'm underplying this yarn. I don't think I am, but I don't know, guys. A part of me feels like some of it is plied well, some of it is underplied. If you're a spinner, you feel free to add your feedback. I feel like I'm doing okay with it, but I don't know. Sometimes I look at it and I'm like, it seems like it's being underplied. So I guess we'll see. I know that you have to wash it, flack it, for it to settle, and then you can actually know truly how it turned out. But anyways, that's how it's turning out so far. I am happy with it, the way the colors are turning out. I think it's gorgeous. And I'm really excited because now I'm coming into that aqua color. And I think my Corriedale singles are, they've gone from gold to green right now. So I'm very curious on how it's going to look together. So, and this is just the first 2 bobbins. Remember, I have 4 more to go. So I'm going to have a good amount of yardage here. So that should make me a pretty amazing shawl. So I am actually really excited about that. Again, I'm kind of regretting. I wish I would have done a 3-ply now. I do prefer a 3-ply. It looks a little bit more structured than a 2-ply if you actually look at. I think I talked about this in my last episode. I got a book recently. It's called Unbraided, and it shows you the different like 1-ply, 2-ply, 3-ply, chain ply. I can't remember what the other one is now. Combination ply, and how they all look slightly different. A 3-ply is a lot more structured, and now I'm kind of regretting that I didn't do the 3-ply, but again, it is what it is. I have chosen to do a 2-ply, and I will get more yardage because, like I said, I spun my yarn kind of thin, which is great. That means more yardage, and that means that I'm roughly gonna get, from just looking at it, I think I'm gonna get like a sport weight, heavy fingering to a sport weight, so that makes me pretty happy. Usually I spin kind of chonky, so I'm starting to spin a little bit more thinly, which is great because if you watched the last episode, I ended up picking up some fiber that was merino and nylon, so I want to spin for socks. And for socks, I definitely want to do a 3-ply for sure, more structure. And yeah, I definitely want that to be thin. That way I get more yardage for socks. So very happy with my spinning right now. Hoping to finish off some of this today. I don't know yet. I'm not sure what I'm going to do exactly after this podcast, but I'm kind of hoping to do a little bit more spinning today and get a little bit more plied, and maybe by next episode you guys will see a finished skein. So we'll see. I'm excited to get that done, or this skein done, because some of the new fiber that I got from the Fiber Festival, the Atlantic Yarn and Fiber Festival, I would like to spin some of that up. I don't want to do the merino nylon just yet. I still want to practice a little bit because socks are my number one thing I want to do for hand spun, and I feel I just need a little bit more practice. So I think that I'm going to do the Lois and Jane, the pink sparkly fiber that I got. I think I want to do that one up into a 2-ply. That what I would do a 2-ply, because there's a total of, there's 250 grams. So that's 100 grams total. I think I would do a 50 gram. That way there's more yardage. And do that first. And then see how I feel, and maybe do the merino nylon after for socks. We'll see. But those are my current plans right now for my spinning. So having a lot of fun with that. I'm hoping to get my 2 bobbins clear today. That way I have them for the market tomorrow. I still have been bringing my spinning to market every Saturday, which is, it's just amazing. It gives me 4 hours of my time where I can just sit there and I can spin. And even if that's all I do for the week, guys, 4 hours, like 4 hours of spinning is better than nothing. So it's better than what I've done since the fall of last year. So I will take that. So it's kind of been my goal every week that as long as I work on my stuff that I need to in the week, then that's my treat to myself on market day on a Saturday, just to sit there and do something that I really want to do, and that's my spinning. So it's been amazing. So all that to say, that is my little spinning update that I have. And hopefully, like I said, fingers crossed, next week there might be a finished skein. So that is all I have to share with you guys for this week. As I said, I will have links to anything that I talked about down below, all the pattern designers, and I will try to remember and link this spinning wheel if you're curious about it. My honest opinion about it, I like it. Don't get me wrong, I really like it. Being in the wheelchair, I can't treadle a traditional wheel. I can, but it's very hard. I can't stay consistent with it. So I need to rely on an electric wheel. My Dreaming Robots, oh my God, I love it. It's amazing. It's affordable. It's a 3D printed machine. It is amazing. I would recommend the 6.0 probably, even though I've never tried it. If you want something that holds a bit more fiber, I would probably recommend that one before this one that I've purchased from Amazon. Just being honest with you. However, if you need something that is more budget friendly and you're just getting started and you don't wish to purchase $1,000 to $1,200 wheel, which that's a big investment, especially if you don't know if you're going to like spinning, then check out Amazon for electric spinning wheels. And it's a great starter. It really is. I have no problems with it. It's just that spinning on the Dreaming Robots is a different experience, a better experience than this one. So that's what I can give you. But it's still worth its money. It really is. So yeah, that is what I would recommend. My dream machine to have would be an Ashford, of course, but those are, again, like, you're talking like $1,200, I believe. That is a big chunk of money. Now, if you're lucky, as I was with my traditional wheel, you can go on the Facebook Marketplace and find somebody that is destashing one, getting rid of it. And I got my traditional wheel like phenomenally cheap. So you can find great buys like that. So I do recommend you check out like your Amazon, or not Amazon, your Facebook Marketplace often for stuff like that. But yeah, Dreaming Robots, big thumbs up. I will link this one as well. Like I said, it's great. It does its job. It's just not as smooth. And I think you have to spin on both of them to know what I mean by that. It's just not as smooth as the Dreaming Robots one is, but it does the job. It's going to spin my plies up all in one skein rather than little chunks, because the electric eel is a smaller one, so it's not going to hold as much fiber, which means when you're plying, that's a pain in the butt because you got smaller skeins. Where this one, you can get the whole skein, fingers crossed, the whole skein onto one jumbo bobbin. So I would rather have it like that than a bunch of little skeins that I have to tie ends in and all that. So anyways, I'm going to stop babbling right now. I'm going to let you go. Show notes will be linked down for you below. I will see you again next week with a new episode. So until then, happy knitting, happy crafting, and have a wonderful week ahead of you. Bye.